Hello, and you are very welcome to episode 136 of the Take a Poll podcast with Andy Cummins and Declan Carroll. 136 episodes it's taken us to be able to sponsor a race deck, but we've made it. We finally made it. Another thing ticked off the list. We didn't even know it was on our list, but on the list all the same. How are things? Happy Christmas, Happy New Year to you. So I saw you on the 28th. How have things been for you?
Oh, jeez, I'm still fighting off this flu, Andy. Not that I've given myself much chance now, but like it's Christmas time, it has to be done. Like, I mean, so I've well and truly been burning the candles at both ends, but I've been enjoying myself and I had a good day at Leopardstown.
It was, yeah.
I had a few tough beats now over a few days. Like 3 seconds at Limerick that would have made it
well backed.
Yeah, you know, but look. We only gamble with money we have to spend, so I've enjoyed myself anyway.
Yeah, I gave and I took, I suppose. Like Stephen's Estate got off to a flyer with Murat, and then the next day it felt like being robbed at gunpoint after talk fell at the last. So look, it was one of them weeks. Nice to get Affordale Fury in the bag as well on TAP134, wasn't it? Both of us had that up since November, so that was obviously nice. A full review show will be coming your way probably post Nace. We decided to include Nace and then we'll review.
I think, good idea to do it after Nace. We can do it all together then, because Nace will be well worth covering now. Like you're gonna have is like that's a really nice card. It's high quality card we're gonna have the Sortudos, and like it's a nice looking race. The Slaney
Road Exile, a few of the others in there as well. Yeah, it looks like a nice race. That's going to be the plan. A few eye catchers that we found at Leopardstown, especially as well for the handicaps, looking towards the Dublin Racing Festival and possibly even Cheltenham. But no, the focus of TAP136 is the New Year's Day card at Fairyhouse, which we will be at deck. The feature being the 210 on the card, the Take a Poll podcast handicap hurdle over 3 miles and 2 furlongs. Not many races over 3 miles, 2 furlongs over sticks. I thought that was a bit of a unique one now.
Well, they had to make it for us.
They did, yeah. It has to be a unique race for a unique podcast. Again, big thank you to everyone at Fairyhouse for giving us the opportunity to do this, and for your constant welcome whenever we're down there as well. We're going to get straight into this. Just keep an eye on the social pages. We'll talk a little bit about Punchestown tomorrow, and definitely Tramore on New Year's Day, which deserves a little bit of love, but we're both a little bit off the bridle since a very, very busy Christmas period. So Fairyhouse gets the obviously the priority today as we record on the 30th of December at a little past 9 o'clock. Let's get straight into it then, Deck. First race from Fairyhouse is the Fred Kenny Memorial Mares Hurdle. It probably is fair to say this is a match on paper. There's a few nice mares in here that I think will win at their level in due course, but Place de la Nation for Willie Mullins, and as you mentioned before we started recording, Jack Kennedy taking the ride against Gordon Elliott's Highland Crystal and Paddy Cleary, who claims 7. So she's going to have a stamp on her back, probably thinking it is her birthday. And it actually is her birthday, because I think all horses, it's all their birthdays on New Year's Day. But she's especially going to think it's her birthday, having 10-3 on her back here, including the claim. And she's already ran to a very good level. So we both probably agree it's a match race deck. Which one are you picking? Yeah,
look, you'd forgive anyone for not copping that Jack was on. We are riding for Willie, because you just see the colours and assume it is Gordon when you see Jack there. But yeah, Place de la Nation. She ran on the Triumph. She was made to work by David Brava, who I think is a nice mare, but she was well beaten at Cork. She was kind of, you were never confident the whole way around. At Cork, you kind of, she never looks like she was going to trouble him there, and she trailed in last. It's very interesting that Jack takes the ride and Paddy Cleary takes the ride on Highland Crystal. But Highland Crystal's she's been so impressive both times she's won, and I'd say she's a nice filly. And look, they're probably 2 nice fillies, but with Highland Crystal getting all that way, seeing what she done in the flesh at Punchestown that day, and she's the one I look. If you were forcing me to pick one, it would be her. But it's probably just going to be a race I'll enjoy from the Bobby Joe.
Yeah, no, I don't. You say that, but I'd be tempted into having a play in this race deck because I know I don't usually like including riders' claims, but I think Highland Crystal is a well above average filly at this stage in her career. 2 wins from 2, including an academy hurdle and a listed hurdle at Newbury. Place de la Nation, definitely a nice mare in her own right. Just turning 5 now, as you said, ran really well in the Triumph as a 100 to 1 shot, was 5th. She came out over 2 miles 6 and beat, as you said, Diva Bariva, who, as you mentioned, let the form down. I don't know if the race mode have came a little bit quick for her Cork, or she might have been feeling it or something. I don't know. It could have even been the ground. The ground was really testing the Cork that day as well, and that was a right trip. So I would still be with the 3-year-old now turning 4, Highland Crystal. I think it's an awful lot of weight that she's going to be getting off Place de la Nation, and I think she's quite smart in her own right. My prediction, though, going forward, these connections, Rob Cord, they've 2 very smart 4-year-old fillies on their hands with Monge 2 and Highland Crystal. And I have a feeling Highland Crystal is going to end up in the Dawn Run at Cheltenham. Now, whether that happens or not, we'll have to see. But I think they might try and run her there. I think
the trainers are missing a trick with that, because the fillies will get a lot of weight in that novice race.
Yeah.
If they run, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that now over the last few years.
Yeah, like Place de la Nation is a 25 to 1 chance for the Dawn Run, as is Highland Crystal. And it kind of makes sense given they're 4 to 6 versus 6 to 4 in this race with betting up. So, I think Highland Crystal can end up in the Dawn Run if Monge 2 keeps progressing the way she is. I think she'll end up in the Triumph Hurdle. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Cheltenham. We're here to talk about Fairyhouse. Both of us going Highland Crystal. She's in around 6 to 4 there at the moment. I think it's good value against the favourite, especially at this trip. So the 1 p.m. deck is the Easter Festival early bird tickets on sale now, Maiden Hurdle, and make sure you get them because that Easter Festival is brilliant. Great couple of days racing, and obviously headlined by the Irish Grand National, who we probably have about 8 picks between us for as we record in December. Anyway, competitive race again here, deck, unsurprising. The whole card actually fairly competitive. Emerald Poet is going to be in here, is a bumper winner. Brian Hayes riding for Willie Mullins. It could be quite an interesting one, but it's probably not a complete done deal. Like, there's a few nice horses in here for Gordon Elliott. Spinning a Yarn, who's already had the benefit of a run this season. Probably the chief opponent here. But who would you fancy anyway in this race, deck?
Yeah, look, Emerald Powers, he won a bumper at Plumpton, and the bumper's actually not working out too bad now. It's working out well. So, like, normally you'd see, you go, look, there's someone who won a bumper at Plumpton. What does that mean? Like, but it is actually working out. I just like to see races, no matter what level it's at, there's horse coming out and winning, like the form is strong. I like Treasure Memory here, though. And he was turning a bumper at Punchestown. Boystown was second that day. He bolted up on the 26th at Down Royal in a bumper. There was never in doubt that. He was very impressive now. Treasure Memory had been second to each their own before that, who ran okay in the Royal Bond. I like Treasure Memory here. Yeah, I'll take him.
Yeah, no, you were good putting up Boystown at Down Royal as well from last week. How impressive was he, the way he scooted clear. Anyway, one of probably the most, I know there's probably stronger bumpers at Leopardstown, but Jenny Mack, he did take the eye. Beaten by it's only a game at Punchestown for Martin Brassel, who I think could be a serious horse as well. Not many people talking about him. I think that's strong form, as you've mentioned. I'd be pretty comfortable probably following you in on the back of that deck with Treasure Memory. I think we both backed him at Punchestown that day. And we probably didn't get it too wrong. I think the chances are the 2 horses that finished ahead of him are likely very, very high class. And this race, I described it as competitive on paper, which I think it is, but competitive and strong are mean different things. I think you are going to get winners out of this maiden hurdle, but I don't think you're going to be getting, your top-notch graded hurdlers out of this maiden hurdle. And I think Treasure Memory, given what he's achieved in bumpers, or in that bumper in particular, would have to give him a very strong chance here, because as you mentioned, he was second to each of their own at Galway in October. So I'd agree with you there in Treasure Memory. Daniel King taking the ride. I think he's got a good chance here myself. The 135 is the travelshop.ie handicap hurdle. It's a 2.5 mile handicap hurdle, and I had about 3 horses earmarked for this race, and none of them even got an entry. So I was back to the drawing board pretty quickly. I suppose the one they probably all have to beat would be All Right Darling, who's in here off 88, has won 2 of her last 3. The time she was third at Gowran, that race is working out particularly well. I think May Call You Back might win again, despite finishing second over fences the next day, went up in class, and Cousin Kate obviously won over the Christmas period at Limerick. All Right Darling has followed up at Tramore, but she did win quite easily, and she was backed into favour that day, got £8 for it, but I still think that it's not going to stop her, especially in this grade. She's slightly up in grade here, with the top weight being 109, but I do think there's going to be more progression out of her. I think she's got a very, very good chance here. But who do you like, Dak?
Look, I have a short list here. I suppose I better start with Insouciant Dallier, because we did give him a mention over the Christmas period, and he was in the ladies' race at Limerick, Andy.
Yeah,
I inquired of Heather Heffernan, but because suddenly he wasn't there as we were doing the pod, if you remember.
Yeah.
He missed his vaccine, so that's why he was scratched on that after the initial entries. But look, he made his handicap debut back in March 24. He then immediately tried chasing, and then he's come back into maiden hurdles. He won at Sligo for James Fatty. This is his second handicap start. Look, I definitely think he's going to have a chance, but there's a couple he could definitely bump into. A dollar now. I was saying dollar no limit.
Lemay.
We do things right around here.
Yeah,
very, very interesting. He's changed hands. He made his yard debut in a handicap here. The handicap that was won by Fierce Handy. Kentucky Beach was second. I'd say it's definitely a handicap worth following. He was beaten 18 lengths into fourth that day. He's probably the one to beat, Andy, for me.
Okay.
I reckon he's better than this mark. Nelson's Dawn, running well in the handicap debut before, bad mistake. Stepping up and trip is going to have a chance, but might be just one for the next day after this. The big danger to Dollar No Lemay, Andy, I'd say, is Classy CC, who has I spoke about, must have mentioned, I don't know, 64 times
at least
over the 2 podcasts,
Yeah.
She was third in the handicap back in November. She's stepping up and tripped. Look, I think she might win for the same reasons I spoke about all those times in the last 2 taps. So yeah, look, I do think Dollar No Lemay will be I think he's the one to beat, but look, I have to give Classy CC a chance. I haven't fancied her for whatever she turned up over Christmas. Like I was mugged off last year now because Tyson turned up and he was bumping in. He bumped into the Ed Corley horse.
What must go now, was it? Yeah,
it was my bet of the previous Christmas.
Learned your lessons.
I'll take 2 here then. Dollar No
Okay.
and Classy CC.
Yeah, this is one now where you could really get your Canadian or your Peruvian or your Bolivian or your start putting horses in your Godzillas or you can have 4 or 5 in here now, and you might even get one placed. Your King Kong. I think Godzilla now. I have Godzilla over King Kong any day of the week. Right, I'm going to stick with the likely favourite, All Right Darling. I think she's quite a progressive mare, only turning 7. I think there's a lot more to come from her. I actually quite like her, especially in this grade now. So yeah, a bit of a boring pick there for me, but I can see where you're coming from. I might have to have a little bit on Classy CC because it suits your agenda, your top propaganda, if for a lack of a better term. Only having its next third start in a handicap, is it? And then up and trip. So yeah, it looked like we'd have a chance. Right, the main event deck, to take a poll podcast handicap hurdle, it just doesn't look right. So yeah, it just puts a smile on your face. 3.25 miles. Actually, if anybody's in the comment section or is aware of this, is there many 3.25 mile hurdles? They're most likely going to be a handicap hurdle. I think there's, as you said, I think Countdana won over 3 mile 1 around Kilbeggan, but I don't recall 3 mile 2. Anyway, I think there was a 3 mile 3 at Sedgefield in the UK, but we're only counting Irish racing here. So I did go down a bit of a rabbit hole earlier. But if anybody can find another 3 mile 2 hurdle at in Ireland, let us know. So this is a bit of a unique one. Right deck, we've got 18 entries for our race. We've got a few fishing entries as well. Lord Lariat, a former Irish Grand National winner, lines up in the race, which is kind of cool. Needs to return to form all the same. A TAP infamous Hall of Famer, Great Bird for Liz Doyle. She'd be a very fitting winner. God knows she deserves a break here after falling at the last and finishing second on her 2 of her last 3 starts. She wouldn't be without a chance now if maybe the ground was a bit slow for her at Tremor. I think it's forecast to be slightly better ground, so maybe that could give her a chance. I've came down on 1, which I'll share with you in a moment, Deck, but you probably have a list, so take us through it. Who wins to take a poll podcast handicap hurdle?
I do have a short list, but I've 1 selection. I won't be touching on this now.
Okay, very good.
So I'll start at the bottom of the list. Jukebox Johnny, 6-year-old. He made his handicap debut over 2.5 miles this month. The second that day, Happy Dreams. He's followed up over the Christmas, I think, on the 26th. Is Charlie Around was also 7th in that race. He was punted off the boards. I think there was 28-1 available the night before. He's gone off 2 or 3-1 and finished second at Limerick. That was one of my bad beats. So the form is working out. Hit the Hay Son. He's won 4 of his last 5, for a very shrewd trainer. So you'd have to give him a chance. Hit the Hay Son, but the defeat did come off this mark over hurdle. So, I think he may go close. I think he could be bumping into one. Shannon Nelson, as you rightly said, off air, and Carl Thornton gets an awful lot of winners at Fairyhouse, and often in January he made his handicap debut in the same race that Jukebox Johnny did. He was beating 58 lengths. Jukebox Johnny's beating 10 lengths. It was a similar effort the next time here. He's stepping up 6 furlongs. I'm just not sure the 6 furlongs is going to bring out.
Is enough?
Yeah, look, as opposed to the one I really like,
getting to Sedgefield, though.
Yeah, the bottom weight, 10 stone, in off 81 here, Marine Ranger. You won't want to be carrying much weight around in a handicap hurdle over 10 mile, over 3 mile 2.
They be looking, is that Ballyhack again? Am I running? Yeah. Lord Larry is going to be thinking it's in the Irish National again. Yeah. Why are these fences smaller?
Marine Ranger, he's a 6-year-old carrying 10 stone. He was third in the Fairyhouse race. That Shannon Nelson was well beaten. I don't think it was the 58 lengths. It might have been about 40 that day. Finished within the distance. That was his 3rd handicap run. He had excuses off the bend, but he did stay on. He's got hardly on bottom weight. I think that's going to be important here in the feature race on the card. So, look, like the 4 of them, the other 3 definitely going to have a chance, but it's Marine Ranger for me.
Marine Ranger. You would just wonder now, did Carl Thornton ring up Gavin Bruder, go, here, the ride's there for you on Shannon Nelson if you want? He's like, no, I have Marine Ranger. I'm already booked. I can do it. It's only £1 less. It's no problem to me. Your short list isn't too dissimilar to mine. Marine Ranger was definitely on it. As you mentioned, Shannon Nelson, I just kind of had them the other way around. I did also have Great Bird on it. I thought the return to decent ground might help her, and the trip might help her too. Loch Nagara and Ballyglass Beauty both deserve mentions too. Both having very consistent seasons, but you would just wonder at this stage, are they a little bit vulnerable for win purposes? They just keep hitting the crossbar. Ballyglass Beauty brought down when probably looking like he was going to be placed at Cork. Yeah, the two I would like to see would be Great Bird and Lord Larry, especially like to see an Irish national winner win this race would be cool, but
That'd be
you'd be
great.
taking
The
a
one I'd
big...
like to see winning now would be Brilliant Ranger.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
With all the money on.
Yeah, well, I'm sticking with Shamrow Nelson in here off 82. As you mentioned, Carl Thornton, like people don't often pick up that he's pretty nifty for a winner around Fairyhouse.
Sure, where's Frankie? Was he?
Yeah.
Ran here 12 times an hour.
Go around here blindfolded, he would. And he's had a few others. Don't Talk, was it last year? I think, won a couple races around here. And the Yard has had a winner, albeit at Dundalk. He's only had 2 runners in the last couple of weeks. The other being Where's Frankie at Leopardstown. Although Where's Frankie must thought he was lost because I think he pulled up or finished well beat. But Shamrow Nelson is my selection. I watched his race quite closely. He was beaten 39 lengths by Cowper Hall, but you can pretty much look at the race with an exclusion of Cowper Hall. Like, he was just a very progressive 5-year-old who won the race as easy as he liked under own staples. Gino Bella, who, has been very solid. Yeah, bumped into one again, but she's been solid at this level, which kind of, she's beaten 13 lengths. So you're looking at a horse that was beaten, 26 lengths by horses that are pretty much, you're going to be weighing up against in this grade. I thought Shamrow Nelson jumped quite well, and what I kind of liked about him turned into the home straight, he just couldn't go with the leaders. He managed to latch onto the leaders' girths even though it was only 5 or 6 strides, and it went away from him again. But his jumping didn't go to tatters when he got tired. He jumped the third last and second last absolutely fine. I can only assume he jumped at last okay, because he actually went out the back of the telly at that stage. But I thought he ran a nice race up until that stage. As we mentioned, Carl does quite well around Fairyhouse. He's in here off 10 stone 1. He's lightly raced. He's up in trip by 6 furlongs, which it can only help him. So I think he's going to get a quiet ride again from Simon Torrance. If he's up in the van, it would be even more interesting, a change of tactics, but we will see. So I'll take a chance on Shamrow Nelson. Deck has taken a chance on Marine Ranger. And just because of the race that's in it, I might do the reverse forecast myself. So we're both looking towards the bottom of the weights for the good old Take a Pull podcast handicap hurdle.
Sorry, Andy, I will mention before we go on.
Yes.
There's tickets available. Irish Racing 7 has them for you. He's been annoying me to give them out, but you go annoy him in his DMs. He's more than happy to send them on to you. Or if you're looking for them, you want to get on to us, we'll get on them. But there is 4 tickets. I'm not sure it's 4 pairs or 4 tickets, but he has them. They're available. If anyone wants to go, look, I can't promise we'll be able to chat to you too much now. We'll be up in the posh sheets having the dinner, so.
Be trying to hide from being so famous. We might be too busy trying to pick the best turnout as well. Do we get to do that? Do we get to pick the best turnout? I hope we get to pick the best.
I think we do. Yeah. I
think there might be a war of words between George and Hannah for that one. Anyway, I'll be very much looking forward to that race. And a big thank you to Fairyhouse again. It's brilliant to Take a Pull podcast handicap hurdle. Frame it, take a picture of it. Brilliant. Right, the 2:45 on the undercard now as everybody heads for the exits after the main event. Hopefully not though. Is the Yellow Ford and Drumlin John and Chitch Fowler Memorial Irish EBF Mares Chase. It's a grade 3.
That's terrible sponsors name.
That's a memorial deck. Come on. Right, so you could have grabbed any other sponsor. There. All right, we got 4 runners: Bioluminescence, Dino Blue, She Could Be Anything, and Look to the West. Look, this is probably an open and shut case. Dino Blue 5-2 on. She pretty much only has to jump around here, Dak, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's stepping up in trip, but it should be, being a Dr. Dino mare, it should be no problem for her.
No problem at all.
Look, she's not giving loads of weight away for. Is she Jill, a multiple grade 1 winner?
Yeah, it's a strange one. Both her and Bioluminescence carry 11-3. She Could Be Anything 11-1. And Look to the West, who hasn't been seen since the summertime. or at least the summertime, maybe the springtime, April of last year. She actually jumped pretty well when winning, but this is a big step up in class for her. I could see her actually being second if she's fit enough. Because I don't know what the story is with Bioluminescence. I think she's really disappointed me now since she was second to what's his name, the Donnelly horse that I always really liked, Dancing City. I suppose she was second to Spindleberry as well, wasn't she? So, but after that, she's kind of, she just hasn't quite been at the races, has she? So, you think this is an open and showcase, do you?
Look, she's not giving it. She's cleared on ratings. She's not giving those away. She's stepping up and trip, but I think it's. I think she says 2 mile 6, He said 2 mile 5 at Cheltenham in a grade 2, so I reckon in a 4-horse race she says the 2 mile 6.
Yeah, she probably does. She probably doesn't even come off the bridle, to be honest with you. Pretty easy task there for Dino Blue. The 315 is the Grimes Estate Agents Beginner's Chase. So this looks like a match, really. A lot of these, I think, will be just sweating for their handicap mark at this rate. It is Ballybow, Beckett Rock have both been a little bit disappointing for me over fences. Fishery Lane, massively disappointing over fences. Joystick probably needs a bog, and then we've Lucky Lyrene also looking for a mark here. So it's pretty much Wingman versus Cade Dahi here, Jack. And again, I would probably be of the opinion here that Cade Dahi probably is the one they have to go and be here, isn't he? Based on his form at Kitzbühel and I don't think it's
he was second to Kitzbühel. He was staying on over the 2 mile 3, stepping up 3 furlongs. Wingman, he's been behind Predators Gold Slade Steel the last day, behind Final Demand. I'd have Cade Dahi over Wingman, but I wouldn't be writing Joystick completely out of this, Andy. He was behind 3 subsequent winners. Jimmy Desai won the race. He was obviously never jumped at Limerick. The big Westerners come out and won at Limerick, and Jacob's Ladder's gone and won over 2 miles since that race. So, maybe that form's not too bad at all from that day, and I just wouldn't. That was his only chase start to date. I wouldn't be completely writing them off. Am I brave enough to back him? Sure, we'll probably still be drinking the champagne with the winners from the last race or the race before that. So.
Yeah. Telling Carl Thornton we love his work. Yeah. That's what we'll be down there. Yeah. What's your thoughts on Wingman?
I don't know. I'm not sold. Sold.
Well, we'll know a bit more because Slade Steele, if I'm not mistaken, I need to fully go through that Punchestown card. I think that's Barra Falls Slade Steele. I was quite impressed with. I was quite impressed now with his return, and he runs over 3 miles tomorrow, and I think that's going to unlock so much improvement. I could see Slade Steele going well in the Gold Cup next year, especially if the ground is quite testing. And then you've got Predators Gold, who won that race. Who I think we both probably rate a little higher than most people. And then obviously he was second to Final Demand prior to that. But I do think Cade Dahi is another one. Like Willie Mullins' Staying Chasers are just, they do look like a cut above at this moment in time. Wonder which ones he's going to be getting handicapped. That's the big question for maybe try and find him in a handicap chase to Cheltenham Festival, we'll see. Right, so Cade Dahi for both of us there. And then finally, Deck, anything for the concluding bumper on the card, which is the ITM Stallion Trail, January 16th and 17th.
No.
Okay.
For the bumper. I did have a look at Punchestown, though.
Okay, go ahead then.
By the brief look. Let me pull it up here. Look, you have this hurdle race that's ran up at this Punchestown meeting every year, and it's been won by, it's previously been won by a lot of, ex-chasers or horses going back chasing. You've had Gold Cup winners running it in Size and John. Bally Adams won it last year. I'm just trying to find the race here. But look, Glenn Killen turns up here. Off the back of 2 runs and 2 grade 1s. I know. Look, he's to give weight away to to the Langtry lady. He's to give her. What was he to give her? £8.
Yeah, he's given Lantry lady more than that now. He's given her what
£10, is it?
Yeah, 10.
Giving her £10. There's £9 between them in ratings, but look, at the same time, he's like, it's a recovery mission for her. He's an improving horse that's been running in good hurdle races. I know he has to. Who else he giving weight? He's to give race to El Fabiolo, but look, you couldn't be backing him with any confidence. I think Glenkillen's a decent price here in this race.
I've actually just noticed there a horse there in that race ain't got wings for Martin Brassel.
Giving weight to everything.
Giving weight to everything, and it's just got off the boat from France. Well, like literally, like it says here, 22nd of December 25. I'm sure he's been in the yard longer than that, but like if that's true, that's him getting off the boat before Christmas and Brassel literally going right off the Punchestown with you.
Is this a fast or slow?
Yeah. There's where are we playing today?
Isn't this what you're saying with fast or slow?
Yeah, well, fast or slow just rocked up in the yard, but the thing about him is he had a chase win probably about 2 weeks after he was conceived, so he never had a novice chase season. He was kind of like So,
but this fella will never have seen the hurdle.
I mean, he was French chasing though, like they're are they not?
Well, the hurdles are like little fences. But he had never seen a bear hurdle or the plastic bear hurdle, whatever we use these days.
Yeah, what's it like? What rating has he got? Like we've RPRs spanning from 135 when he was a nipper to 114 on his last start. So yeah, like I think we're all just guessing about him. 22-1 for guesswork. I'd say there's definitely ain't got wings. Yeah, he's probably. If they did, they'd probably be clipped tomorrow anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly. I'd give that back Glenkillen now.
Glenkillen. 14-1 is a very interesting price though, because he is like literally the only genuine, potentially progressive horse in the race as well. Well, like obviously you could say Lantry Lady is unexposed as well. Like
it's a recovery mission. She's trying.
Yeah, well, they're all on recovery missions. Like Ain't Got Wings needs his passport stamped. Ballyadam was running that. Dundalk the other month. Bring On the Night is trying to defy a comeback from the dead. El Fabiolo is trying to not fall on his face. Shoot First he's a 3 miler, isn't he? Splans Tower disgraced himself the last day over hurdles, and then Lantry Lady. Again, like she just seems to hate fences. So, Glenkillen's a very interesting bet there, Dak. I wouldn't disagree with you. I'm not finished yet. The 235 handicap, 2 mile, 3.5 furlongs. Catch the Beast returns to the scene of the crime, Andy. Some listeners may remember, he was put up. We didn't do a show; he was just put up on the page. At 50-1 the night before. I remember that, 2 years ago. Yeah. I remember being at the parade ring. Like, went to see him. I said, right, that's enough for me. Went outside, he was 2-1. I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? He's still £13 above that winning mark from 2 years ago. But the way he won that day. That was a proper. Like, don't fall off. Whatever you do, I don't care if this horse never wins again. Yeah. I'd say Eddie Colley won that race, and with the money he got, probably went out and bought the likes of Come Walk With Me and whatever other store horses he bought that year. That was an almighty fun story. And the way he won that day, the £10 should be it should be within a scope. He's come back down. He's still £13 above it, but when I seen him enter, I was like, oh, right, 20-1 tomorrow. He's drifting a little bit now since I looked at him earlier, which is not a good sign. Unless they're just getting ready for the almighty punt again tomorrow. But look,
look, I'm going to give him a chance anyway. And then the 305, another handicap hurdle. So horse I put up for Down Royal. It was our only entry. Laska the Broy, 4-year-old. Look, the yard's in form now after some tough couple of months. But yeah, look, I think she'll go well tomorrow.
16-1 on Laska the Broy there. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I know I said Spillane Tower disgraced himself the last day, but I would love to see him run well, just because people, if Jimmy Mangan gets anything out of Spillane Tower this year, half of Twitter is going to have to owe him an apology. But two hurdle starts in a row makes me think they're going for the Grand National, which I'm again not sure it'll particularly suit him, but that's where I think they're going. Whether I think he'll win it is another question, but that looks like that is what they're trying. Glenkillen, though, I definitely agree with you. I didn't think he'd open 14-1. That's a big old price now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have a little punt on that myself. And if I can get evens on Slade Steel, I will happily back him, because Slade Steel at evens versus a second favourite in Ballygunner Castle at 7-4. That's a mismatch in my opinion, complete beyond proportion mismatch. Right, Jack. Was there a nap at the tap with Highland Crystal in the opener? Maybe we both like that, and then Tony Martin's in the maiden hurdle, a double, and then we can enjoy the rest of the card.
Oh yeah, we get the forecast up in the Take a Pull handicap hurdle.
Yeah, we'll roll it on to Carl Thornton. Yeah.
And I'll just say one more time, obviously, about getting on to IR7 for the tickets, because he does do a lot to get people to the races.
He does. He absolutely does.
He's always giving tickets away to get people racing. I don't know why he doesn't go himself now. Maybe he's a bit of a recluse, but no, he's a good guy. Get onto him, get the tickets. He's a part in Irish races, so support him when he's giving away the tickets. And yeah, look, I suppose we'll see you there. Thanks for the support. Another year done. This
is a good year as well, yeah.
Oh, absolutely amazing year. We've had some great times, met some great people, you people, I mean. And look, here's to 2026 and more big pump.
Sláinte. Yeah.
Sláinte. So, yeah, thanks everyone for everything. It's nice. It is nice to round the year off with this, this opportunity we have to sponsor a race, to take a Pull handicap hurdle, and yeah, look, it's actually mad. Like, we're just two fellas doing this in the kitchen, because we like it. Costs us money, and it's just we've had some great times, great days out, and met some great people, and now we're sponsoring a race at one of Ireland's best racetracks. So, yeah, look, we couldn't do it without you guys, because if you weren't sitting there listening to us,
it wouldn't be.
But we'd probably be still talking to each other, but nobody know who we are. So
yeah,
thank you guys for this.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Echo everything that you said.
I thought you had the tap up there on purpose, Andy, for this.
I should have. I actually should have switched to Fairyhouse, hoping no one would notice, but I'm sure they won't mind. Yeah, no, absolutely buzzing now for New Year's Day, and I'm actually quite looking forward to a review show. There's so much I need to get off my chest after that week's race. Yeah, won't even mention City. We didn't even mention City of Cork. It took me the whole show to not bring up City of Cork. That I think I'm going to take it ourselves. I think we got him withdrawn.
Probably did, yeah. Right. You're probably not in the Christmas card list.
I wouldn't say so, no. Anyway, more on that in our review show after the Lollers of Naas. Very much look forward to that race as well. But that is all we got time for on the 136th edition of the Take a Pull podcast, featuring the Take a Pull podcast handicap hurdle from the most hospitable racetrack in the country, Fairyhouse. So thank you very much again to everybody there. We will see you for TAP 137, probably the weekend at some stage, give or take, for the Lollers of Naas. But until then, guys, all the very best. Happy New Year. Thank you very much for listening. Keep like, sharing, subscribing. All the best. Bye bye.